been a while since I've done a live, sitting at home. Just thought I would come on today. I just finished doing a live stream with Gunna Tech Summit. I was on there as a representative for how from year of return to beyond the return, and how technology has shaped things for the movement. So anyway, I just thought I got some momentum going and thought I would come on here and do a live and just chat with you for a bit and see if anybody's got any questions, or if anybody wants to join me in this live stream to ask me any specific questions or comments on different topics. So I think that it's important that we keep engaging in dialogue. I know it's been a while for me. I used to do more live streams, and I've kind of slowed down because I've been doing a lot of work for my job. And so I want to thank everyone who's tuning in today. I know this is an impromptu live. I didn't plan it, so some of you may not know that I was going live. As I said, I was on a Gunna Tech Summit live. I didn't even think I would be able to do it because I actually was sick. I got sick on the weekend and had an infection, and I couldn't speak. My throat was killing me. I ended up with tonsillitis. So my throat was like, this side was swollen, and I had pain into my ear. And I was wondering if I would even be able to do the panel discussion that I was scheduled to do today with Gunna Tech Summit. Thank goodness for antibiotics, because it helped me heal real fast. And I was good enough to go online and do that chat today. So thank you so much for joining. I see Sean Briggs, Sources TV, Sharon Francis Pilgrim. Thank you so much for joining this live stream from wherever in the world you are. Thank you. It is, I think, 4 o'clock, after 4 o'clock here in Ghana, about 4:15 p.m. Ghana time. I know in the US Eastern time, Canada Eastern time is like 11:15 or something like that. And then for those of you who are in the west coast of Canada and the US, it's what, 8:15 in the morning. Global Green Book, thank you for joining. Thanks so much. As I was saying, this is impromptu. The election in Ghana has ended. So yeah, I actually went live Monday. I forgot about that. Monday was a day that I felt really sick. So Sunday, I was feeling like I was coming under with something. And then Monday, I went to vote. And then after voting, had my lunch, did my live stream as I was having my lunch. And then literally after that live stream, suddenly it was like my throat felt like it was just swelling. And I ended up in the hospital. So yeah, I found out I had an infection. I had tonsillitis, and the meds work fast because today is Thursday and I'm feeling so much better. Oh, Sharon, you're in Florida. Hope the weather is good there. I know it is winter season. It doesn't get as cold in Florida as it does in like New York or, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Vermont, those kinds of places. But hope the weather is good for you, Sharon. It is sweltering hot in Ghana as usual. So I'm feeling much better. Good. I can't believe it. It's like when I'm talking, it's like my throat is clear. So anyway, my last live was actually doing the live stream about the election. And the election has ended, and the current president, Nana Akufo-Addo, who is part of the NPP party, won. John Dramani Mahama was his main contender for the NDC party, and they lost. And so yesterday in my neighborhood, there was so much celebration going on, people running around, blowing those vuvuzela horns that you hear people blowing in sports and soccer, football matches, and fireworks. People were doing fireworks to celebrate the president winning, and running around the streets, blowing their horns, shouting, screaming. They were carrying flags and dancing. I was like, wow. Like I look out the window, it's like people are really celebrating that their candidate won. Because I'm like, in Canada, when we have an election, nobody's running around in the streets waving flags and shouting and screaming. If people shout and scream for their sports teams more than they would for a political party, but people are diehard political supporters here. So people like, you know, some people feel like they live and die for their political party here. So I know that there was a lot of campaigning about peace in the election. Ghana has had peaceful elections year after year. I know there have been some incidents of violent behavior in some places. Fortunately, it's not something that's been extremely excessive over the years. So Ghana has long been seen as a example for the democratic handover from leader to leader when it comes to African countries with democratic governments. Mike is asking what I took to get better. I took some antibiotics. I needed to get better fast. So I took antibiotics as well as, the natural stuff that I normally do. I take a lot of vitamins, moringa, neem, ginger, oranges, those kinds of things I tend to do. Fanny Fain, how are you? Girl, learning the language you're teaching, Fanny Fain TV, learning the language you're teaching on your channel, man, it's not easy. It is not easy. So I should put some of these comments up. I'm like acknowledging people. It's been a while since I've done this. Let me acknowledge some of these people. So Shaw Briggs is here. Sources TV is here. Sharon Francis Pilgrim, thank you for being here. And then Sources TV asks, is Ghana so peaceful country? Yes, it is. It really is. I mean, like any country, there are some issues with, some criminals here and there, but that's everywhere in the world. But overall, Ghana is pretty peaceful. So yeah, it's a pretty peaceful country overall. So thank you so much, everybody who's here today. And then I see a comment here from someone about Grenada, saying Grenada, West Indies, an extension of Ghana politics because it's NNP and NDC as well over there. Okay. I hope that you guys have some, the politics are calm over there. Stella Chanelli, hey, how are you? Thank you. Thank you for joining, everyone. The sky looks like it's going to start raining now, but it's been a hot day. Thank you. You love my outfit. Thank you. Thank you. A little piece of Ghana and a little piece of Kenya coming together. Hi, Talisha. Thanks for joining. So I get a lot of people asking me, different questions randomly in email. I thought today I'll see, maybe I'll let some of you join in the conversation. So I have just put a link in the chat. If you click that link, I might let you join and we can have a quick, 1 or 2 questions in this live stream. One of the things that I love is that we're building a community when it comes to Black creators, African creators. I love what Amaya did recently. I missed his live stream when he asked African creators to join his live stream so he can share the love and spread the love and have people, subscribe to other people's channels. Daniel Safo from Sweden, thank you for joining. Hey, Kwesi Agbeke, shout out from T-Dot. You're from a certain generation when you say T-Dot, because a certain generation of us say T-Dot, and then there's the next generation who say the 6 when we talk about Toronto. So yes, T-Dot forever. Thanks for joining. So the live stream, if you want to join, I just put it in the comments. I would love to, bring you in live stream. You ask me 1 or 2 questions, and I'll move along to the next person. Mike asked if there's any problems during the election. They closed off a lot of streets, made sure that they, tried to control any potential problems. I do know that I saw in the news yesterday, I think they said 9 people died this is across the whole country. The country has about 30 million people. So The whole country, from what I read, there was 9 deaths that were related to people who got a little hostile because of the election. Fanny Fane, yes, you said you've been following me. I've been following you too. I've been following you too. Let's see who's joining. Somebody is coming in here. Let's see what question this person has. It says device not connected. Maybe it is Ecos. Ecos, I need to see your face. People come up in here and they don't show their face. Okay, Ecos, I'm adding you to the stream. Hello? Ecos. Ecos, we can't hear you. Is your mic muted? Ecos. I'm trying to get people to come in here, but it seems like maybe she's having a technical issue right now. Ecos. All right, so I'll take you out of the stream until you're able to figure out what's going on with your connection. As I said, I would love to have anybody who wants to move in. Daniel Corntang said it's 5 people who died throughout the country. Okay, 5. Someone else had had sent a story in a group that I'm in that said it was 9, because I initially saw 5 when I was watching City News. City News is one of the top news stations in Ghana that actually has really good journalistic reporting, and they had said it was 5, but then someone else had sent me a story that had said 9, but I didn't cross-check that one to see where it was from. So anyway, okay. Will the new presidency continue to promote Ghana globally, such as year of return? One moment. As I said earlier, my throat was really bad, so I got to drink this drink. Cranberry juice. Okay. Will the new presidency continue to promote Ghana globally? Yes, it's the same president who has been promoting Ghana as it is. I don't foresee him suddenly stopping and deciding that he doesn't want to promote Ghana anymore. It has been really positive for the country, and also the year of return has transitioned to beyond the return. It's now beyond the return, and beyond the return is a 10-year initiative. Beyond the return is a 10-year initiative. So the current president, I don't foresee him suddenly saying, let's stop with the promotion of Ghana. Great question. And then another question here from Dadage. I hope I said that correctly. Mimi, you said, hello, I'm moving to Ghana. How is the education system there? I don't know what the age group that you are, if you're a teenager or you're an adult, if you're looking at university, there's a couple of universities that get, are known as prestigious. If you're talking about bringing children with you, that's also a whole other conversation. So you have to be a little bit more specific. So the public school system, when it comes to, children, is not as high standard as if someone's going to a private school. So that's why sometimes people, when they move from the diaspora, they would like their kids to go to private schools, and they spend a lot of money to send their kids to private schools. Now, that's not to say that the public school system is bad. It's just saying that the private schools tend to have more of an educational system that is international. And so sometimes people want their children to have an international education should they decide to go to university or colleges outside of the country. So if it's children you're talking about, that's the answer. If it's yourself as a university person, I know people go to like University of Ghana, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is also well-respected school. Ashesi University is a highly regarded school. So there are a few schools that are highly regarded. If you're a creative, I know a lot of creatives go to, it's slipping my mind. Radford University College is another one. So great question. So I'm going to go back. I see Akos has come back in here. Let's see if Akos has sound this time, because there was no sound before. Hello, Akos. Thanks for joining the live stream. Akos, cannot hear you. All right, Akos, it seems like you have an internet problem, or maybe your mic is off and you don't realize it. So, so I've taken you out of the stream. Okay, so let's continue and see who else is here. Lewis, thanks for joining. Everybody stop on like. Yes, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. How long is a trip from Ghana to Canada? Well, that depends on the route you take, because there is no direct flight from Ghana to Canada or vice versa. Anybody traveling from Canada to Ghana knows that it can be anywhere from a 13 to a 20-hour journey, depending on the direction you're coming from and which part of the country you're coming from. You know, if you're coming from Vancouver, or if you're coming from Toronto, or you're coming from Montreal, from Calgary, there's different layovers that you have to do. And those layovers, sometimes they're not direct and you wait a few hours, and that adds to your travel time. So for example, from Toronto, you're going from Toronto and you have to stop. Either you go through New York City, or you go through London, you go through other parts of Europe. You can stop in any part of Europe. Most of the time it's through Amsterdam, or through Belgium. And sometimes you can, if you go through Africa, it would be through Ethiopia. So there are no direct flights. You go through the UK, through Europe, or through Ethiopia to get to Ghana from Toronto. And a lot of people in Vancouver will fly to Toronto, and then from Toronto fly to, you know, Europe, or New York, UK, Europe, or Ethiopia to get to Ghana. Or some people from Vancouver, I know I have family members who flew from Vancouver and they stopped in Dubai before coming to Ghana. So there's no direct flight. So it's a long trip. So prepare and make sure that you have in your carry-on luggage, that you have the necessities. And this is not even just coming to Ghana, but anywhere you go, your carry-on luggage, you should have at least a couple of changes of clothes, because you never know what can happen with an airline losing your luggage. I've experienced that. There was a time I came to Ghana and they misplaced my luggage, and so I didn't have any clothes. And I learned quickly that it's a good idea in your carry-on to have something in there just in case you need to change your clothes if something is to happen. So that's a travel tip. Thank you for your question, Sharon. Well, continue on. Okay, you're a mother with 2 kids. That goes back to the school question. So yeah, so with your kids, prepare, if you want your kids to get an international education, prepare to spend a lot of money, because tuition fees are really high at private schools in Ghana. I know people who are paying anywhere from like $2,000 up to like $15,000 a year for school tuition fees for their children in Ghana. So it's very, very important that you are aware of that when you are moving to Ghana. Hey, Wodamaya, thank you for joining. Hope you're well. Saw that you're with your mama. Say hi to her for me, even though I haven't met her yet. So yeah, prepare with lots of money for private school if you plan on doing that. Or if you're somebody who does homeschooling, because I know somebody who moved to Ghana with his children and they are homeschooled. With homeschooling, you have to be prepared with a proper structure and a system to be teaching your children so that they are at a certain level that you want them to be, whether it's further advanced than the normal school curriculum or it's in line with the school curriculum. It's important that you do that. Okay, next question is, can you confirm whether the Wakanda City of Return will be going ahead in Ghana? There's been a lot of talk about it, and I know that there was a live stream about it recently. I can't necessarily confirm if it's actually happening. I know that there's having conversations about it. There's planning for it. But I don't know if it's actually anything's been signed, sealed, and delivered. I know that the conversations are there. So great question. I can certainly look into it and do a future live stream talking about it. But yeah, I'm aware of the conversations about it and the live stream that happened recently. But I don't have full details on if things have actually been signed. Because for me, I don't always get excited about something until contracts are actually signed, and then you know it's actually really happening. Next question from African Pride. Ivy, what is the government doing about the sanitation in Accra, as I hear some people complain about it on some platforms? You know, African Pride, that is a serious problem in Ghana when it comes to sanitation. And it's actually a question, because I voted this year, and it's actually a question that I asked the team of the MP who was running in my area, the 2 different MPs running in my area. And I think that the people need to understand that when you have these kinds of issues, you should be talking to your local MPs about getting things changed, because we do have the president at the head, but then we have the local level people who are the ones who we should be going to for some of these changes to happen. I know that the President Nana Akufo-Addo said that he wanted to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa, but I don't know what plan is actually being implemented to do that. And I know that there's a lot of small independent organizations that are working towards combating the sanitation issue. I actually recently met someone who said that they buy plastic bottles and plastic bags for recycling purposes. And I said I wanted to further talk to him about that, because I think that's a great initiative, because that's part of that is part of the garbage problem in Ghana as well. So great question. And then this person says Ghana Airways should be doing direct flights. Ghana Airways? What Ghana Airways? What Ghana Airways? Please tell me. What Ghana Airways? Ghana Airways went bankrupt. They went bankrupt a long time ago. I think like maybe more than 10 years ago. Ghana Airways went bankrupt, so they don't exist anymore. I know there's been conversation about a relaunching of a Ghanaian airline, but right now there is no national airline from Ghana, and it is a shame. We need one. What am I say hi on your back? Thank you, Wodamaya. Thank you so much. Go to his page, subscribe to Wodamaya's page. He's doing amazing things, you know, helping to change the narrative of Africa. I just love how he's bringing content creators together. And it's not just about him, it's about everyone, because all of us make a difference. We all have our own stories to tell. We all have our own ways of sharing what our purpose is. Because I believe that this whole changing of narrative of Africa, everybody has their own purpose, you know, and I think sometimes people think that your purpose has to be some massive grand scale where millions of people are seeing you. But sometimes your purpose might be within a community of 50,000 people, and that community having an impact changes their lives, and you're changing something. So we have to all be proud of the impact that we are making. Fatima says, I'm a homeschooler. Great, that's awesome. I know that a lot of people love to do homeschooling of their kids. Fanny Fain says, what's up to Wodamaya? Fatima, I use Connections Academy from the US. Okay, that's what you use for your homeschooling. That's good. That's very good. Bijou Noir says, hello family. Hello, thank you for joining. Okay, so somebody, okay. Hey, madam, I am not good at reading tree. I will tell you that right now. Reading tree is not my strength. I can speak it better than reading it. I grew up with my mom speaking it with us around us, but not reading it. It wasn't until coming to Ghana and seeing it written in some places that I would try to figure some things out. Let me see. Abrofo no school in Sem. Abrofo no school in Sem. And I'm not sure what the last 3 words are. Please translate, because I treat me tree kakra. So to me, I can't read it. I don't even know the word for read and tree. That isn't that bad. There's so much English mixed in tree that sometimes those of us who are, you know, whether you're learning it or whether you know it, when you're in Accra, it is hard to get it 100%. So it's like, yeah, to go to the village. So like when I go to my mom's village, that is when I hear more of the authentic tree, because people aren't mixing in English as much as they do in Accra, you know, in Tema. So it's like, yeah, yes, Madame Paucho, Tro, Brofo. I knew you said a brofo, so you know, it's please. Yes, me ferret kakra, you know, speaking tree, sometimes I don't like to because people laugh at me. People laugh. I can fully understand, but like listening, the speaking, my tonation is a little off sometimes. But I have shocked people. Like I shock people all the time. Like I shock people at the office who, like one person, she's like, she had no idea. She was completely shocked. Just like 2 weeks ago, she said she didn't know that I knew tree, you know? Even one of my best friends, she really literally thought I didn't know how to speak it. And so she was saying something to her house help, And then I started laughing, and she was like, "Oh, you know," I'm like, "Don't you know that I can understand tree?" And she was like, "No, I didn't really realize. I thought you said you do, but I didn't really think." And I was just like, "What?" Anyway, um, maybe I'll go for some lessons in the reading. Sharon says, "No one should verbally make promises without a plan." Very true. Very true. Nobody should make promises without a plan. Hey, Maya, excellent live last night. Congrats on raising $2,000 in 2 hours. Woo! Fantastic. Yes, that is awesome. I'm loving the love that he's getting here. What am I equals Mr. Africa? We are all Africa. We are all Africa. Well and prosper. Greetings, greetings. Thanks for joining. Shaw Briggs, we were supposed to visit Ghana as a family this month, but then COVID happened. COVID is like really like making things hard for a lot of people. You know, people's businesses are suffering, you know, people's livelihoods, people are not able to travel like they used to. So it's really, really had an effect on a lot of people. And I know that, I mean, Ghana's airport is open so people can come. There's no restriction. But I know the challenge for a lot of people is that in coming, you have to get that COVID test. You're supposed to get a COVID test 72 hours before you arrive in Ghana, as well as once you arrive, you're supposed to do a COVID test too. And once you arrive, the COVID test is $150 US per person. And then whatever cost you paid in your home country on top of that. So some people don't have the budget to do that. So it makes them not want to make the trip. African Pride, thank you for answering my question about sanitations. That's what I was calling on, but my network is so bad. Okay, you're a coast. Okay. Yeah, network issues in Africa. I'm telling you, it's a challenge. I want to incorporate something like online schooling in Ghana. Any suggestions in the tech field I can collaborate with? You know, that is actually one of the things, Fatima, thank you for your question. COVID-19, this pandemic revealed Ghana's challenge when it comes to internet. Those of us who are content creators on YouTube, you know, or those who do Instagram lives, when we're doing video content, we really see how bad the internet is. So like somebody just posting a picture, you might have a little bit of a trouble posting it. But when it's video and you're trying to load, you're trying to do a live stream, it's so challenging. So when we have challenges with live streams, you can only imagine a student who now is at home and has to do a Zoom call to do their classes. It can be really challenging. So what's happened is it's caused a divide. So you have the people who have access even. So someone whose family may have access to having a laptop for their children to use and internet. And then you have the families who don't have laptops. They don't have computers at home. They were relying on the children being at school. So online schooling in Ghana may be a challenge, and it may be limited to doing it for a certain class of students, the students who have access versus those. So a lot of people who are in private schools are the ones who have access because their parents have the money to pay for these things. And the ones who are in government schools are the ones who don't always have access. I'm not saying none of them do, but they don't always have access. You know, I know someone who's telling me, you know, 3 kids at home, they all have school, and they're all at different levels. So they all need their own computer. And then she also needs her computer for her work from home. That's 4 computers. She only has 1. You know, so it is a challenge. So suggestions would be, you know, some of these technology companies making donations to support, or creating you know, centers where they can go and use the internet, where they can go use computers, like an internet cafe center that's just for students, those kinds of things. It's a real challenge, and has a lot to do with developing something new to support it. I'm all for online schooling. I'm all for it. But somehow there has to be some accessibility so that everyone has access to it equally. So great question. Great question. Ohima, Gai Guy, no, you understand she. Oh, people make me laugh. Paul, hello. I find you to be very intelligent and you're always very insightful. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. Sharon says, I'm new to your channel. Thank you. And I appreciate you joining the live stream today and hope you enjoy my continued content. Ivy, can you help me to celebrate a true lifelong friend? It's her birthday tomorrow. Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. Happy birthday. You know, birthdays are to be celebrated, especially after this year, this pandemic thing that has people like their lives shifted, people not being able to be with family members and with friends. I think that it's shown us that we can really appreciate another birthday. Like seriously, another birthday is truly a blessing. I know that there's some people who don't believe that the pandemic is as serious as it is. I personally know people who have died from the virus, and I know people who've been sick and severely ill from it. So it is something that is, you know, um, affecting people's lives. So yeah. So anyway, happy birthday to your friend Sharon. There's nothing better than lifelong friendships. Lifelong friendships are the best. I have some friends I've had since I was a child. Um, they were kind of like automatic friendships. They're like family members, people that I've known since I was like a baby, because our fathers were friends and then we became friends. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm really beautiful, intelligent Canadian. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is your request for your for her birthday celebration. Can everyone subscribe to her as a gift from me? She is Soulful Singer 1959. Soulful Singer 1959. If y'all want to subscribe, that would be the birthday gift for her, to subscribe to her channel. You can also put that in the comments. Sorry, it is in the comments. I've left it on the screen. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the link for that. Soulful Singer 1959, and then post the link. And I'm just on another screen right now to open up that link. Soulful Singer 1916. Oh, so we can get everyone to subscribe. And 1959, and I said 69 by mistake. 1959. And so what does Soulful Singer 1959 talk about? Tell us. What does Soulful Singer 1959 talk about? I've just put the link to that to your friend's channel in the comments. And I am going to put the link in the comments again that I had here earlier when I had said if someone wants to join the live stream. I've put a link there if someone wants to join the live stream and ask me a couple of questions live on air. You can do that. And it's the last comment I put. Adrina, I love seeing when you're here. Thanks for joining. Greg, how do you think Christmas will be celebrated this year in Ghana? There is already traffic. Like, Ghana is known for having traffic in December because people come back to the country. So there's people, Ghanaian themselves, who live outside of Ghana and they come home for Christmas. And then there's travelers who come to Ghana for Christmas. The traffic has already begun, and Uber is already doing their increased fare for high demand. So people are here and people are wanting to do stuff. There are events happening with Beyond the Return and with other people outside and independent of Beyond the Return. So people are looking for things to do. And I was really surprised because I thought people would just want to chill and relax. But no, people want to do things. People want to go to events. So there's activities happening. I think a lot of Ghanaians are still going to celebrate as usual, maybe with less people. So for example, Afrochella is not happening. People came to Ghana for Afrochella last year. Afrochella is not happening, but they are doing an Afrochella block party. So the block party is smaller. It's not going to be massive because the Afrochella was like 16,000 people last year. So the block party will be much smaller, and it's going to be in an area where there's limited space. So once you get there and it's full, too bad. So yeah, there'll be things happening, but not as many as before or as crowded. Jedu, how are you? Hi, Ivy. Are there any new excited creative minds from Ghana that we know about heading into 2021? There's a lot of creative minds. There's a lot of creativity. A lot of people who are, looking at these things. We can chat further. Jedu, I know you personally. We can chat further, like on WhatsApp, with any other specific questions you have. But yeah, I mean, there's even there's an event happening on December 19th. It is a virtual event, and it is called Ghana's Creative Community Networking Event, Cracking the Creative Code. That event is going to have a bunch of creative people who are in the diaspora, as well as creative people who are in Ghana, having conversations about collaborations and creativity and how we can work together to build. Let me see if I can find the link for that. It's called the Ghana's Creative Community networking event, and it is also a Beyond the Return event, endorsed event. And it's on Zoom. It's going to be on Zoom. So you would dial in and, get to listen into the conversations, and, ask your questions about the event. I mean, not about the event, but ask questions about, the activities and different projects that people may be working on, and, go from there. I'm trying to find the link right now, and it's not popping up. But once I get it, I will put it in the comments. And then you can decide if you want to join this particular event. So I'll take the page from our website, from the Beyond the Return website, and put the link in the comments. Creative Community Networking event. And the link is there if you want to join that. It's at the bottom of the comments. Going back, reminding Sharon asked for her friend's birthday to subscribe to Soul Singer 1959. All right. Next question is from Paul, talking about sanitation. It was shocking to hear that an African-American YouTuber received death threats for pointing out some truth about Ghana. I don't know who received death threats. I have no idea. I can't really comment on that. That would be shocking that someone would get death threats. Perhaps something else happened. I really don't know. So I can't really comment on that. But yeah, there's people who've had a lot of bad experiences in Ghana, and they're talking about it on YouTube. I mean, there's nothing wrong with someone deciding they want to tell their story. They want to tell their experience. But at the same time, there's so many positive experiences that people have had that it's a shame that, one or two negative experiences have really cast a shadow on a lot of the positive experiences people have. At the end of the day, Ghana is a developing country. And I tell everybody that when they make a decision, they want to move to Ghana or they want to travel to Ghana, it is a developing country. People say they want to go to Bali, they want to go to Thailand, they want to go to, they go to India, they go to all these other countries on vacation. A lot of their infrastructure is the same as Africa. Like, I have a friend from Pakistan, and when he talks about things in Pakistan, I was like, are you talking about Ghana or Pakistan? So there's a lot of countries in the world that have these infrastructural challenges. And so there's people who've never left their country, and when they leave their country, they have this mindset that everything has to be like their country, and that happens. And sometimes people get really angry and they let their frustrations out. I mean, it is a free world. And this is a platform that allows people to share their personal experiences, and that's it. So yeah, people share their personal experiences. It is what it is, right? That's all we can say. It is what it is. I made a special happy birthday intro as a tribute to her. Fantastic. Wonderful. 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 A reminder that I put the link in the comments if you want to join the live stream and ask me like one or two questions. Fanny Fane TV, I hope you will learn Sierra Leone and Creole. So Fanny Fane TV, for anybody who doesn't know, Sierra Leone has this language, which is the Sierra Leone and Creole. When I first met her and she was saying Creole, I actually thought, Fanny Fane, when I first met you, I actually thought you were saying Creole, like Creol, until I went to your channel. Then I was like, she's talking about Creole. Okay. This is different. So if you want to learn that language from Sierra Leone, go to her channel, check it out. There's so many things that we're learning about different African countries that we didn't know before. You know, me being a person who was born in Africa, but I was raised in Canada and had lived in the US for a short time. You know, I've had diverse experiences, but Africa has 54 countries, and there's so many different things that we don't know, it's great to learn from other people. So Fanny Fain, if you want to learn about Sierra Leone and learn about the language she teaches there, check her out. Adrina, I love being on your channel. I've got some vids of yours to catch up on. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I actually just uploaded a video today about the film premiere of Coming to Africa. Khalil Kane and some of the actors and producers of the film came to Ghana and did the premiere on Friday. So basically, it's a movie about, you know, some African Americans who take the trip to Ghana and the experiences that they have when they come to Ghana. So yeah. Oh, I wish I was in GH right now. Oh yeah. Oh man, Ghana can be sweet. It can be challenging too, though. I'm not gonna lie. It can be challenging too, but it can be sweet as well. Paul Orlin, he was only pointing out that Ghanaians deserve better. The Ghanaians do deserve better. I think once Ghanaians realize that, more change can happen. Because I think one of the challenges is if you don't know what you deserve, or if you don't know what you can have, you don't ask for it. I think that's one of the challenges, not only in Ghana, but in other African countries and other developing countries. People, like, if you've lived in a certain place, let's say your whole life you've lived somewhere and there was always this pile of garbage over there, and that's all you've ever seen. You've never had a TV, you don't have a phone, you have you don't have a smartphone, you have a basic phone. So I actually have a basic phone. When my phone was stolen in the past couple years ago, I got this phone, this techno phone. So this techno phone is a very basic phone. All you can do is make phone calls and texts. This is like going back to 1995. Actually, 95 didn't even have text messages. It was only calls. So a lot of people in Ghana have this basic phone. So imagine, so I'm showing you that I have that, and then I have my smartphone. So I have that as that's a backup. So these phones, when you charge them, they are like charged for days. This phone's been charged for like 2 weeks. So if you have like power outage, that kind of stuff, I have this backup phone that I keep. Anyway, the point I'm making is about if you don't know what to ask for. So if your whole life has been with this, let's say this basic phone, there's always been this rubbish on the side, there's always been this over here, and you've never seen anything outside of your environment, how do you know that you deserve better? How do you know that there's something else out there if that's all you know, right? So I think sometimes people have to approach things with perspective, but unfortunately what happens is a lot of times people will leave their space, go somewhere else, and think they can just plant exactly what was in their space here. But it's a process of first understanding the situation that person is in, or those people are in. And the communication has to be done in a way that they are receptive to it. If the communication is done in a way that it's condescending, or the communication is done in a way that you think you're better than them, they're not going to listen. They're going to be upset because they're going to be like, well, I'm a human being and you're a human being and you think you're better than me. So I'm not going to listen. And I don't care what you have to say. That's the attitude that ends up happening, is this one is saying this, and then this one's like, well, I'm a human being. Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you acting like this towards me? So I think that people need to have a better understanding of each other as human beings and really take the time, because change won't happen if you're not able to communicate with the people you need to help you make the change. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion from what I see. How are the beaches in Ghana? Have you been to any of the islands off the coast? The beaches in Ghana, the Western region and the Volta region have the best beaches because they're the cleanest. There's less people throwing garbage around over in those places, so you have less of the filth coming. But you still have a problem with some of the plastic bottles on the beach, because when the ocean has its tide, it actually brings the garbage. Because when I was in the Volta region recently, the beach was beautiful, but there was one side where, you know, people had like pushed, you know, bottles and stuff that had come out from the ocean. And they were like, yeah, when the tide comes, it brings some of the garbage from other places and then it's piled there. So they have to like, you know, scoop it up or whatever. So Western region and the Volta region have great beaches. As far as Accra goes, usually when you go to like when you go to Labadi Beach Hotel, like in front of the hotel, they like clean their section. There could be other areas that are not as nice looking. If you're at the beachfront that are in areas of like Jamestown, Chocó, those areas, nobody takes care of the beach and it's not nice. It is not nice at all. And those beaches not being nice goes back to the sanitation problem. It goes back to poor access to water in some areas. It goes back to poor access to toilets in some areas. So that is a real serious infrastructural problem that needs to be dealt with and needs long-term solutions through education, through systematic changes, through infrastructure changes. That takes time. So that's my answer to your question. As far as islands, and Ada, if you go to Ada, that area, their beaches are nice as well. And through the Volta region, I went to one of my videos, I showed an island that I went to, someone's private island. Apparently there's quite a number of islands like that in Ghana. And the island was absolutely beautiful. You know, the beach was beautiful. They also had the issue of when the tide comes in, sometimes it brings plastic bottles. And when it brings plastic bottles, they've got to clean those all up. So it's not them throwing the garbage, but it's garbage that's in the ocean that's coming through, you know, the tide and coming through. So that's an issue as well. But yeah, thank you for your question. She talks about what real active uplifting meals and living would be like. Great, fantastic, thank you. Child, increased fare will get you. Oh yes, she's talking about Uber when I was talking about Uber. Yeah, that increased fare is killing already. Like there's trips that normally would cost me, let's say 35 Ghana cities, that when I go to check, it's coming up as like 80. I'm like, are you kidding? 80 cities for this 35 city trip? No, nah, not happening. So sometimes I'll sit there, like if I'm like at a restaurant or something with a friend, let's just talk a little longer until this fare goes down. Or if I'm at the office, I'll just stay at the office a little longer until the fare goes down, because it's insane right now. It's insane. It's insane. Traffic in Ghana is the same in Sierra Leone during Christmas period. Wow. You know, I'm not surprised, because I think Christmas season is always busy everywhere in the world, because even in Canada and even when I live in the US, same thing. Everybody's going shopping. Everybody's trying to buy stuff for Christmas. So there's more cars on the road. People are off work or off school and they're driving around, and, you know, so, but I'm curious to know how it'll be in Canada now, or in the US, parts of the US now, some places that are limited, you know, shopping available, or some places that are on lockdown again, like in the UK and stuff. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I know a few people who moved to Ghana this year and are loving it. One of them described it as stealing freedom. That is deep. Stealing freedom, that is deep. You know, I've met people who came during the pandemic and never left, decided they were just gonna stay. I've met quite a few people like that. They were just like, no, man, I'm seeing what's happening over there. I'm just going to stay. And I knew somebody who had given up their apartment, and then their friends helped to move all of her things into a storage unit while she was here, because she was like in no hurry to go back. So there's a lot of people who are making that move. So I totally hear you on that. Yeah. And Jadu, awesome, I can't wait. Okay, your comment is about the creative community thing I was talking about earlier. Yeah, so make sure you join that so that you can you know, get some information. Here's the link again for anybody who wants to join the Creative Community Networking event for some information about that event happening, which is bringing together people in the creative community to talk about. That's on December 19th, and it's going from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Ghana time, which is, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time in the US, Canada, and 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, US, Canada. So for those who are interested in joining that. What is Ghana leading the world in? Because we need clean oceans around the world. Ghana is leading the world in cocoa, shea butter, gold. Unfortunately, in those three areas, they have not gotten the long end of the stick. They've gotten the short end of the stick. Most recently, even Ghana and Ghana and Ivory Coast came together against Hershey's. Hershey's, apparently, they didn't like some of the policies they were doing against, I think, some of their farmers. And so Ghana and Ivory Coast, they are the biggest suppliers, I think up to 70% of the supply of cocoa around the world that is used for chocolate. So chocolate companies couldn't survive without Ghana and Ivory Coast. So apparently they banded together to try to make some changes to some of the policy, because what's happened is some countries in Africa have these resources, and they've had, they've signed deals that were like from decades ago for some of these things. And now a lot of these countries are stuck. They're stuck in these contracts and can't get out of them. And then when they want to try to get out of them, it's like someone's already got their foot on your back. Yo, we've been paying you this all these years and you've been cool with it. Now you want us to pay you more. And so it's like this back and forth battle. And so then you become like, so imagine it's you personally, you become like, oh my gosh, what if they decide they don't want to use me anymore at all? What if they figure out their own way to do it without me? Then there's this fear that comes up. And then this fear ends up making people say, okay, we'll just take what you've been giving us, or okay, we'll just take this little bit of an increase when the battle should continue. So unfortunately, that's what happened. So I know that Ghana and Ivory Coast came together with respect to battling against the Hershey chocolate company out of the United States. Eventually, I think Ivory Coast bent. Ghana was still staying strong, but then when Ivory Coast was like, okay, we're going to just take the deal, then I think Ghana ended up being like, well, our partner is kind of, took a step back. So what are we going to do now? But yeah, Ghana is known for cocoa, their shea butter, their gold. Ghana also has bauxite. They also have oil. So there's so many things here. But Ghana is best known for their cocoa and shea butter. Shea butter. If your shampoo has shea butter in it, you're in America, your shampoo has shea butter. It came from Ghana, from somebody in the north, from some woman in some little community who mixed it up and all that kind of stuff. It came from here, most likely from here. So anyway, let me continue. Adrena May, come on, Ivy, educate us. Oh, thank you. Is Ghana foliage green and lush? There's a lot of green and lushness when you leave Accra. When you leave Accra, there's a lot of green, plenty of green. But in Accra, it's like, it's a city, it is a city. So it's just like if you're in New York versus you're going to Idaho, like there's going to be more green in Idaho than there's going to be in New York. Or, if you're in Toronto versus being in some small town in Saskatchewan, there's going to be more green in Saskatchewan than in, Toronto, Ontario. So, so once you leave the metropolitan city, yes, there's a lot of green in Ghana. It's unbelievable what you see when you travel around the country. Isabel says, when are you all for online schooling? When we should be discouraging that because it is hard for some parents, especially as they have to quit work to be teachers on subjects they don't know. I know that's a concern because that happens everywhere, actually, because even my friends in Canada talked about how their kids are learning stuff that they don't know because they haven't been in school for like 40 years, and their kids are learning something new and they don't know it. And they're trying to understand it. The same happened with me growing up, and we didn't even have online learning at the time. My parents would be trying to teach me something in my homework and they don't know it because they learned it so long before. Yeah, it happens. So that's definitely a concern I can understand. I can understand where you're coming from. I don't have an answer for it, but I can understand where you're coming from with that. Going on the comments, Pa Ben says, telling their story or insulting, cursing, or putting people and a nation down. I think I know who you're talking about, but I'm not going to address those people right now, but I know what you're talking about. Adrena Monet, I just recently learned about an organization called Environmental 360, found them on Twitter, and their focus is on making GH green through indigenous waste collection. Woo, that's awesome. I'm going to look them up. Thank you for sharing that one. I am definitely going to look them up. Thank you. Sister Deborah, yes, I know who she is also really awesome at helping lead the charge. Yeah, most definitely. So many comments coming in today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. XDMC says, Coming to Africa is a good film. Check it out. Yeah, Coming to Africa is streaming on Apple TV, on Google Play, and on Amazon Prime. Depending on the country you're in, check it out and see which one you're able to stream on. Sorrel, I was just thinking how much I miss Ghana. Can't wait to get back. I'm sure Ghana can't wait to see you. The focus on coming to Ghana is one that a lot of people have right now. So many people, so many people. Any Hollywood celebrity you were most excited to see visiting Ghana? You know, I don't get too starstruck over celebrities because I've been meeting celebrities for a long time, long before Ghana. When I was in university, when I was modeling, I used to do a lot of background film work. Background film work usually is like you're in the background, you don't have any lines, you might just walk by, you might just be sitting in the scene. I would get these parts where you're just supposed to be a model standing around. So I did a lot of background work in film, and I've done a little bit like commercial work, modeling. And then I have friends who worked in the music industry, so I used to go to a lot of music industry events, music industry launches back in the day. So there's so many celebrities that I have met in my lifetime that I don't really get starstruck or in awe when I meet a celebrity. I think the only two people that I might get really like, wow, is if I meet Oprah Winfrey. I shouldn't say if, when I meet Oprah Winfrey. And who else? And Naomi Campbell. I would love to meet Naomi Campbell. She came to Ghana a few times, and every time she's come, I've never met her. But those are people that I might be really starstruck. Other than that, I have never really been starstruck. I get excited and be like, oh, wow, I've met this person and they've done this and they've done that. And I usually want to talk to them about the work they've done, about what they want to do and that kind of stuff. And some of the people who came, I've met them before they came to Ghana in the past. So I'm just like, for me, it was just exciting that people came. It was just exciting that people came and that they saw Ghana as a place to come for a holiday versus going somewhere else. They saw it as a place where they could make an impact. Oh, you know who I really enjoyed meeting, because I got to actually have a proper conversation. Roland Martin, the journalist. And I also absolutely enjoy talking to Julius Garvey, one of Marcus Garvey's children. He was really intelligent and just had a lot to say about, the movement of Africa. And he's not necessarily a Hollywood celebrity, but he's someone who's known to Pan-Africanists and stuff. So he was somebody. And then, recently I met Khalil Kain. I had a crush on him back in the day when he was in the movie Juice. I met him just on Friday. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I was crushing on you back in the day when you were in Juice. It was cute, but it wasn't like, I was like, oh my God. I wasn't in that kind of situation. Yeah. So that's my answer to your question about celebrities or Hollywood celebrities who came to Ghana that I may have been excited to have met. The other one, oh, well, I already met her before. I was going to mention Aisha Sise, that I got to meet her when she came to Ghana. But I met her before. I met her when I was speaking at Women in the World in New York some years ago. So people assume you think you're better when you critique or give your opinion on something. That can be true. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. People do, because it's happened to me before where I may give my opinion or critique something and people think that I think I'm better than them. All we can do is give our opinion and critique, but I think sometimes the delivery makes a difference, because the particular people that some people in the comments have been referring to in coming to Ghana, I think it was their delivery that really offended people, was the delivery that made it worse. So I really have a heart for beach cleanups in Ghana. Can't wait to be able to soon enough be an active part. Thank you so much. That's so great. There have been some beach cleanups happening in Ghana. So I'm sure they would truly appreciate your input on that. I wonder how much a private island costs in Ghana. You know what? I have no idea. Those private islands, some of them have been in families for a long time. That's the thing. Because the one I went to, one of the guys who work on the island told me that the family, it's been in that particular family since before the country was in independence. So it was like handed down generation to generations, father hands down, son hands it down. So it was like, it's quite common apparently that there's a lot of those islands, people, it's already in families. So, but one of them said that there were a few that were available to buy, but I didn't ask. So, Pa Ben says it's all about communication and the attitude behind it. You use the right language and you show respect and you get people's attention. You employ a know-it-all attitude, you get a strong pushback. I agree. For a monk, thank you for joining. The long-term solution to Ghana's long-term issues. Oh, no, I've been processed for president. No, I do not want to be a president of any country. But thank you. I appreciate it. I do not want to be a president of any country. Do you know how much stress a president goes through? They don't sleep. Nah. I'm already not sleeping very well as it is. No. Presidency, I thank you for the compliment. Thank you. I don't want to be a president, but thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Born in Grenada, West Indies. She was born in Newport News, Virginia. Uber is still way better in Ghana than the States. Yes, it is still much cheaper in Ghana than it is in the US. Most definitely, it really is. So I will agree with you on that one, Adrena. I'll agree with you on that. Oh my God, I had no idea that Ghana supplied Hershey with chocolate. Ghana supplies so many people with chocolate. So many that people don't even know. Cocoa be leaving the shores of Ghana and going and becoming exquisite Belgian and Swiss chocolate. Cocoa, courtesy of Ghana and Ivory Coast. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Next comment. Going towards the eastern region. Yes, those are areas where there's a lot of green. Lots of green. It is, as I was saying earlier, those areas have the most green when you leave the city of Accra. Does Ghana have state-sponsored lottery? Ghana does have a lottery. I have never bought lotto tickets, but there's a man down the road who sells lotto tickets and has been trying to convince me to buy lotto tickets, and I have never bought lotto tickets from him. But yes, there are lotteries here too. People gamble. It's not as big as it is in the US and other places, but there are people who gamble, and there's casinos, people who like to go to their casinos. Sharon says, Oprah is in my country all the time. She stays on her yacht. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Oh, yes, Naomi. Yep, yep, yep. Your coverage of Coming to Africa was awesome. Very professional, polished. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. This person says, which country in Africa allows polygamy legally? I think almost all of them allow it to some extent. It's not under the, I can't speak for all the countries. I'll tell you that in Ghana, legally, when people get married and they get married under the law. It's one spouse, one husband, one wife. But when people get married, the traditional way, some of them will do polygamy when it's not under the law. Or the Muslim community. It's mostly the Muslim community that you'll find the polygamous marriages, because they haven't gone under the law system of going like to the courthouse or going to a church, or they haven't done it that way. So it's not documented the way it's documented in the system. That's the only way people do it in Ghana. So I can't speak for other countries because I haven't really looked into it. I've heard that Gambia has a lot of polygamy. I don't know what their laws are. So you may want to ask somebody who has more familiarity with that. You may have answered, but just go on. Did the election go smooth? Yes, it went smooth. It's been reported that one report said there was 5 deaths in the country from people who incited hostility. And then another one that was, another report I saw said 9, but someone here on my live said that it was actually 5. So everyone, thank you so much for joining today. Do you think the president will spend some time on reforming and giving more assistance and attention to the education system in Ghana? I think so. I'm just leaning over here because my Wi-Fi looks like it's about to die, so I need to plug it in. I think he will, because he did run on the free education thing. I want to make sure I have internet here. He did run on the free education, free high school education in his prior campaign. So I don't see him neglecting it 100%. I know that he has a lot of focus on future, on investments and that kind of stuff. But he definitely can't ignore the education system, because he started already with the whole free high school system. So hopefully he continues with that. I'm planning to visit Ghana. Kelly, welcome to Ghana when you get here. Thanks for your work, Ivy. Big up yourself. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Do you know of any of the major projects in Ghana, such as the Beachfront project in Accra? I know that there is a project that is supposed to, it's called the Marine Drive project. I don't know if it's actually happening. We were actually just having that conversation, with a few people, wondering what's happening, because it seemed like everything was on hold during the election process. So I don't know what's happening with the Marine Drive project. It has some benefits and it has some negatives, because there are some places that may potentially lose their spaces. There are some, important key artisans that may lose where they are with the tearing down of old structures, which I don't necessarily agree with tearing down of old structures, because there has to be some maintenance of history, in my opinion. So I need to spend some time looking more into that, because there are some things that I'm not a fan of when it comes to preserving of history. So let's see. Someone says, try visiting Upper East. My town is a nice place. What's the name of your town, Agana? I need to go to the Upper East and Upper West. I have not had a chance to go there yet. I've been around all over the country, but I have not been to that region yet. And I hope to very soon. God Finance Foundation says, God richly bless you from the Netherlands. Thank you. I hope all is well in the Netherlands. You probably have snow there now, because it is winter, but I hope that you're doing okay. Edgin Wright says the president have a lot of work to do. Shaking my head. Yeah, all presidents have a lot of work to do. Yeah. Please, how is one going to project in Accra? How is the one going project in Accra? That's what I just mentioned, Marine Drive. I have to do some research on it because it seemed like things were put on hold during the election period. Yeah, what's the best way to contact you? By email. By email. Or if you have a quick question right now, you can join the live stream. I've given this before for anybody who wants to join the live stream. That's the link I just posted. You can join the live stream and ask me 1 or 2 questions at the most, and then we move it along. But other than that, it would be my email address. I can be reached by email. Let me put my email on the screen. And keep in mind that I take consultations. I do consultations with people with respect to, things about Ghana. I do 30-minute consultations and I do 1-hour consultations. And the consultations are not free. So I just want to let everybody know that and be upfront. The consultation is not free. I am willing to answer some questions for free, but there are questions people ask that are quite extensive and take a lot of time and actually are work. A lot of people sometimes forget that this is actually work. It's not just fun and games. It is fun to connect with everyone, but when I say it's not just fun and games, what I mean is imagine you have, let's say you open your email and you have 100 emails and everybody's asking you for information. It's work. It really is work. I was advised, and it's best to do consultations. It's professional. That's, if people want professionalism, I treat this as a profession, and I am professional in what I do, and I try to do my best. So I have consultation. So if the request is extensive, I will recommend a consultation. If it's a simple request, I am happy to answer because I have answered people's emails, and been happy to answer emails and not charge you for answering some of your questions. But as I said, if it's extensive, like I had somebody who had like 25 questions, and 25 questions of information is something that requires a consultation. So it depends on what you're asking, but that's my email. You can hit me up on my email address, and then I'll respond to you. Make sure you put a subject line in your email. That's one of the mistakes a lot of people make. They don't put a subject line in their email. When you don't have a subject line and it's coming from an email address that an individual doesn't know, especially let's say a business, and they don't know who you are. Let's say you're filtered to spam, or if it's in the main inbox and they don't know who you are, they're not going to prioritize it because there's no subject line. Right? It's just like, okay, this must not be that important because there's no subject line. So I always tell everybody, put a subject line that is key to whatever it is you want to talk about or what you want to discuss, because it helps myself or any business person to know exactly what it is that you want to discuss, and they can be ready for the conversation. So that's my email address. There on the screen for anybody who wants to send me a message and ask me a question. This has been great. I can't believe I've been going for more than an hour. I did not expect to be on here this long. There are so many different places to be in Ghana. I see people asking, there's so many different places to be in Ghana. When it comes to land, you don't have to be in Accra, as long as you're willing to not be in the city and you're willing to be somewhere that, there may be a little bit more inconveniences, or that may mean a little bit more development. So I just wanted to let people know that as well, because sometimes people forget about that when they're making a decision on where to buy their land. So, yeah. Just looking at my Wi-Fi thing, it looks like this cord is not agreeing with the modem and doesn't want to stay put to keep charging. Anyway, so before my my Wi-Fi here dies out because this plug is acting funny. I may wrap it up soon. Plus, I got a lot of work to do today, this evening. Got some videos to edit. Yeah, I got some videos to edit. Takesha, I'll be scheduling consultation with you in visit in April. Great, wonderful. It'll be great to hear from you. Some from upon having to pay for info. If people want information they don't want to research themselves, shouldn't have a problem paying for consultation. Great, great point. African Pride, thank you. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Oh, don't worry about the typos. I get typos all the time, especially when my phone is sticking. Thank you, Adrina. It's always great to have you all the time. You're one of my favorites. You're always here and always supporting. Thank you so, so much. And I have someone, Grand Rising Miss Ivy. Thank you for showing and sharing beautiful Ghana. I'm currently in Amsterdam. It's cold and watching. And if you was not broke with no work, I'd be in Ghana right now. Yes, it's cold over there. It's cold over there. So stay bundled and stay warm. Thank you, everyone who joined today. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you spending the time. I am going to be posting a video shortly that is just a quick highlight of the Library of Africa and African Diaspora. I went there. She launched a space that she's using as an event space. So I will be posting that after this video. I've edited it already, and then I'll be posting it and then working on another video. So thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. You joining today. Thanks. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where in the world you are. And don't forget, it is a global movement for all of us with changing the narrative of Africa, changing the narrative of Black people, of coming together, whether you are a Black person in America, in Canada, in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, in Asia, in an African country, in Antarctica, if there's any Black people in Antarctica, no matter where we are in the world, it's all about coming together and being global. So thank you so much for being here. Peace out. I love you all for being here. Thank you. Have a great day.